subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Where's Princess? Somebody said Sister Princess is in the queue. Let's get Princessa. Let's get Princess in here. Princess, hop on in, beloved. Princessa, hop on in.
Good morning, Tariq. How are you?
I'm good, dear. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So I wanted to comment in regards to the whole part of Jason Whitlock and Nick Fuentes. Also, good morning to everyone.
Yeah.
So, in regards to the situation, you know how we're having our issues with immigrants and tethers in regards to people tying on to Black Americans. That does count for white Americans that tether onto us, but we forget that white Americans have their own tether class as well, and that would be white Hispanics, as well as many white passing or Indians, Asians that would like to tie themselves to white Americans. Nick Fuentes as well as Obi would count for them as well. So if you
Yes.
look at it, Nick Fuentes is upset at the fact that he has been deplatformed, and Jason Whitlock, as well as Rob Smith, as well as many of the PragerU types who tie themselves to the suspected white supremacists like a Matt Walsh and the others, Charlie Kirks. They hate the fact he hates the fact that white Americans overall do not like him and his messaging and the way that he delivers it. But
Yes.
Jason Whitlock is well spoken and educated, and he can tie that message to be understood to whomever the listener is, regardless if they like him or not. He is overall thoroughly so unwell liked because he forgets that he is a white Hispanic. His family is not from Spain. They are not descendants of conquistadors. They are white Hispanic bastardization of colonization and rape. So he
Mm,
hates that. He is a descendant of that, and that white Americans overall do not like him. And if you notice how Obi, he couldn't even remember his own point. So when he tried to test you about when you were talking about slavery. What he did was he forgot that he mentioned, well, how come the Indians in Africa and the Africans don't talk about slavery because they currently have slavery, right? And that's the reason why he answered you the country with Mumbai that he mispronounced. He forgot his own point because they're so ignorant. The Puerto Ricans and a lot of these white Hispanics, they're so tied into trying to have this interest in having issues with us. They forget that white Americans have issues with them. So
right.
that's his problem right there, is that they're upset that white Americans know that they need us. Our yin and yang of having to be black and white in this country is so tied to both parties that white Hispanics and other Hispanics, they want to be involved in it. They forget that America is about Americanism and American culturalism. And they do not practice it. White Americans and Black Americans and white Americans do. And they are upset at the fact that they never get to be the center of the party, and they're wondering why Black Americans and white Americans make everything about them. So that's what they're doing. That's what Nick Francis is doing. He's upset. Like when you posted the other day, if you listen to what he's saying, he's upset that no one cares about what he has to say. White Americans won't pay him to listen to his hatred. They're like, well, you're not invited to the Donner Party, the KKK party. We're not inviting you either. So he's upset that Jason Whitlock is being able to be paid well for what he wants to do, and he has to do it for free.
Well, that's such a great point, beloved. Thank you so much, dear. Oh,
Absolutely.
that's just the cooked. But yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point that sister made right there. Let me get Seiji in real quick. Seiji, hop on in. Hop on in, Seiji. Seiji in the building. Seiji, there you go.
Yo, thank you for bringing me up, Tariq. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, good. This face is going crazy, dog. You doing your thing, but
Yes, indeed.
hey, I just wanted to point out, I don't get why people so comfortable saying that we have no culture or no nothing when literally a whole race, the Japanese, have literally took the '90s and '80s hip hop, pretty much what you want the schematic of it, and literally studied it tooth and nail, bro. And I mean, not yet, but literally
Oh yeah,
studied it.
yeah, they have K-pop. Oh yeah.
Exactly, yeah, K-pop. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
and that's just one of the things. And then we have. He's talking about we don't have no idols, no current idols. We have LeBron James. Come on now, let's be real, bro. LeBron James, we got Serena Williams, we got Oprah Winfrey, we got, I can keep going on and on, but like more current, we got you, we got Tyler Perry, we can keep going and going and going with current iconic people. And so it just throws me off that people really have the audacity to feel comfortable to say these things. And it's like, yeah, we're claiming our right back. We want our restoration. We're claiming everything that's due, that's owed to us. So the fact that the tethers want to just be mad about a Zulu little like thing that they're just probably honoring anyways in Louisiana is just like it's crazy, bro. And then another thing, I know this kind of dragging it on, but the Carmelo Anthony situation, it was another case where another a white man, a white boy, whatever, did the same thing and got 30 days in jail and like 9 years probation. He was let off
Really?
scot free. He got
Wow.
yeah, exactly, and it just had like 9 years probation. Same
Wow.
exact. Same. I don't think I tagged you in it. I don't know if you saw it, but
I'm gonna look into it, brother. But thank you. But yeah, but I want to build on what Sister Princessa was saying, though. And elaborate on the whole thing because she made a good point. Oh man, and just like what I was saying, why these white conservatives and these white Hispanic supremacists like Nick Fuentes, he's Mexican. Nick Fuentes is Mexican. And even Nick Fuentes was whining like, yeah, blacks have such privilege, they can get on TV and talk about other blacks, but we can't do it. We mighty white people can't do it. So blacks have all of this privilege. So they look at Candace Owens and Jason Whitlock being able to get on TV to denigrate black people as a privilege. See, that's what white supremacy is. You're supposed to get to do anything, and you don't get to exercise the privilege of crapping on black people on mainstream television. You see? So that's why the wannabe Anglos, the white Hispanics, like the guy who called up, see, they believe that ideological loyalty should override racial identity to a certain degree. See, they think just because they support white nationalist ideologies, they should be embraced as one of the good ones. See, a lot of like Sister said, they feel like they're denied full access to Anglo whiteness because white supremacist society still kind of, they use the white Hispanic supremacists as tools, but they still kind of have them standoffish to a certain degree. They always feel rejected by this club that they're trying to join. A lot of these white Hispanic supremacists, they aspire to assimilate fully into whiteness, but they're still kept on the fringe. You see, they're always treated like outsiders to a certain degree, especially now. Look, with the Nick Fuentes and this other guy called up, they sit here try to regurgitate all these white supremacist talking points, but look at what the white conservatives are talking about. They're talking about, hey, some of these Hispanics need to get the hell up out of here. You see, and that includes them too. Some of the wannabe Anglos, they're looking at them like, hey, how come you ain't packed? No, I'm one of you, dude. I hate the blacks. Well, you ain't too far from them. So, and you're an immigrant, so you can go ahead and pack it on up too. And see, they see these black conservatives getting paid and platformed. That's the economic jealousy. Now, these wannabe Anglos who are struggling on their little streaming channels, they're getting deplatformed. They can't make any mainstream money. So they see the Jason Whitlocks and Candace Owens and the super duper Sambos getting big money, getting media deals, book contracts, Fox News slots. And they're like, hey, I hate Negroes too. Why do they get a privilege? So that creates resentment and competition. It's a sick ass thing, man. It's real sick and perverse. They're like, how dare you let them talk about the blacks, but I can't make money off of it. Remember the whole black and brown thing? Anytime they see black folks doing it, they want to get in on it. If the white Hispanics can't get in on it, oh, they got to dismantle all of it. Just like with hip hop. Look, if they can't claim hip hop, oh, hip hop ain't shit. We have to claim that we co-created it. You see? And they realize that their proximity to whiteness is still not enough. Even the light-skinned, European-looking Hispanic individuals, they see whiteness ain't just about the skin tone. It's about the heritage, the history, the perception. You see, and they just don't get that full proximity that they want. They're still treated like outsiders by the Anglo whites. They're constantly reminded by their own marginalized status. Like the guy called up, the Puerto Rican guy, this guy, this you can tell how much he erased his memory. This guy didn't even realize that Puerto Rico was a slave colony. He just erased that from his damn consciousness. I'm like, you didn't know that? I didn't know he did. He's so busy trying to be a damn Anglo, you didn't realize Puerto Rico was a damn slave colony. That's why I'm like shocked. Like, really? You talking all of this shit about slavery and this, and you're from a slave colony? What? What you mean, what? What? You didn't know Puerto Rico was a slave colony? I gotta research that more, dude. Maybe is it next to Mumbai? Man. But listen, these people, these white Hispanic wannabe Anglos, see, they lose their cultural gatekeeper role that they covet so much. Yeah. They 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 want to police blackness, especially issues on crime, welfare, immigration, all that. But see, black conservatives take the spotlight from them. So that undercuts their role. See, they don't need a Nick Fuentes. Not only they don't need these white Hispanics regurgitating all the bullshit. They don't need them. That's why they're always trying to get in where they fit in. See, the Nick Fuenteses and all of these other people, these white Hispanics who want to be white supremacists, they're frustrated because their anti-blackness ain't enough to gain them entry. You see, anti-blackness has always been the entry fee. So that's not granting them full access because here's the thing, they're like in a stuck place. They look kind of white. They're not quite white, but if they get platformed with their pale skin regurgitating all of these talking points, the backlash is going to fall on the Anglo whites for platforming them. You see, it's going to be looked at as all of you whites are practicing institutional racism. All of you. So it's like, who platformed him? So all of the whites are going to get in trouble if they put a white Hispanic on a legitimate platform to regurgitate that bullshit. So they got to get a big fat ass goofy Sambo like Jason Whitlock. See, they're very strategic with that. So you need him to toe the line. You need him to articulate the talking points in a way where the network is safe, because if you criticize the network, you're like, hey, wait a minute, you're trying to deny a black man free speech. This is diversity, equity, inclusion. Come on now. I'm giving a black man a job. He should say whatever he wants to say. Are you trying to censor the black man? So they'll play that role. See, they can do that. That's why they need black Sambos like that. Hispanic Sam, you can't do that with a white Hispanic Sambo because they classify themselves as white. They attain for Anglo status. So it's not going to work with them. They're useless in that front. That's what they're upset about. So they try to go a little bit harder. You know? And also, some of the other melanated tether immigrants, they try to get in and it doesn't work for them either, like a Myron Gaines. You see, he's an Arab. So they can't platform here to regurgitate all the talking points on a legitimate platform because it's going to look bad for the whole institution. Because he's an other. He's not from our community at all. Jason Whitlock's fat ass, yeah, he got black family, so he can get away with it. Jesse Lee Peterson, unfortunately, his Sambo ass is the foundational black American, so he can get away with it. Myron can't, not on a mainstream platform. He can't get away with it. Putting a damn Arab on there talking about how black folks ain't shit, that's gonna make the whole network look bad. That makes the whole block hot for them. You get white supremacy is a deep, deep, sick ass thing, boy. It's a deep thing, man. Just really understanding all the nuances about it. You see, and the Nick Fuentes is people like that. See, they see the black conservatives as competition for acceptance. You see, you're being outperformed by super Sambos. See, the Nick Fuenteses, they want to be the Sambos for white supremacist society, but you got more effective Sambos. That's what they resent. Like, wait a minute, we need to start practicing some racism against them. Huh? See, they're offended that blackness can be weaponized more effectively. See, the white supremacists, they can get more mileage out of a Candace Owens. That's why she makes so much money. Candace makes big money. Jason Whitlock makes big money. Stephen A. Smith, he makes big money. Didn't that fool get like $100 million contract? You know, and he tries to, Stephen A. Smith tries to kind of tone down on some of the Samboisms. He Sambos it up. They know what they're paying for. You see, and then these white Hispanics, they got their own little identity crisis going on. Being a white Hispanic supremacist, playing three card Monty, you don't know what to claim. You got to morph your identity all the time. One week you're going to be indigenous, the next week you're going to be white, the next week you're going to be Hispanic, and then when it's convenient, well, I'm black too. I got a black abuela, so I'm kind of black. So they're all over the place. It's just like racial diarrhea. It's just running all over the place. It's a real interesting dynamic. Let's get Brother Lando in the building. Brother Lando in the building. Mr. Lando.
What up, though, Flex? It's Lando from Detroit. How you been, brother? How the family been?
I'm good, brother. Everybody's good, man. What's happening out there in the D?
Bro, it's snowing right now, dog.
Damn, boy. Detroit and that damn snow. It be snowing
Nick,
weird ass time.
yo, it is snowing. I'm over here pissed off, but
It'll be a heat wave on Saturday and a blizzard on Thursday in Detroit, man.
dog, it was like I was playing basketball earlier today, man. I was snowing. I'm like, dude. But the problem is with most people like the Nick Fuentes and people like that, they don't really understand white supremacy code and how
Yeah,
to stay on code. A lot of black people, foundational black Americans, we understand the code actually a lot more than they do.
yeah.
So what happens is you put them on a platform and they go far left and go full blown white supremacy. And like you said, it really blow up the whole scene of everything. So when you add like a Jason Whitlock or a Jesse Lee Peterson, they know how to do it. A Candace Owens, she like, okay, I know my role. I know how to make money. I know how to say exactly what the white people want me to say.
Mhm.
And that's why you don't see a lot of white women get those big platforms. I can't think of the one white lady, the chick who had a platform like 2 years ago. She was real big. I can't, not Tori Lee, it's
I
something
know who
like
you're
that. I
talking
can't,
about.
you,
I know who you're talking about. The
what is
blonde,
her name?
yeah, she disappeared, but yeah, the blonde white
She
woman.
dis yeah, she was big time like 2 years ago, but once she kind of got off cold, they kind of minimized her and just basically like, all right, we're gonna put you in the back. So
Yeah,
that's one of the things what people don't understand. When you have those tethers, the Mexican, white Mexicans and all that stuff of white supremacy, they try to do it, it never really works out, and
right.
they get mad. So that's why it's like, yo, white, like you said, white supremacy is very brutal, it's very weird, it's crazy, and they don't want to be full blown overt with it.
Yeah,
If you go full blown white supremacy on them big networks, you're gonna get quote unquote canceled, or they just
right.
gonna suppress you a little bit.
Hmm.
So that's what most people really need to understand. Nick and them don't know how to be on code. So when he go full blown left, they like, hey man, we need to kind of distance ourselves. So that's why you will see was some white people don't mess with them. They like, hey, we believe the same thing you're saying, but we can't be blowing up the scene like that. So that's what it come down to. So man, I'm
Mhm.
laying my plane, man. Blessings to you and the family, and pray for us with this snow, dog.
Yes, ma'am, my brother. Thank you so much. But yeah, the Nick Fuentes is those guys. They're just mad because they ain't making the money. And the Jason Whitlocks and Candace Owens, they're saying the exact same thing in making hundreds of millions of dollars. And they're like, wait a damn minute. We're getting finessed over here, buddy. I'm white enough. Come on. And no, 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 no. You can't, they can't use you, Nick Fuentes. That's the point. You look too white, which you're not fully Anglo, but you're white enough to bring too much heat. They can't use you like that. You can't be saying all that crazy shit. What is that white woman's name? Tommy Lauren. Yes, that was her name. Tommy Lauren. That's why they got rid of her. They thought they were going to dainty white woman, but it looks real bad when you get one of the white women saying all that crazy shit. Yeah, you make the block hot. Yeah, Tommy Lauren fell off. Yeah, it was she's making the block hot. Anything that platformed her, it put a suspicious spotlight on it. Like, why are you letting these people sit up here and regurgitate all of these white supremacist talking points? You see, real interesting. All right, boy, shout out to everybody here. Y'all gonna we in here heavy. Let's get Monique Tuesday. Let's get Tuesday in here. Hop on in here, Monique. Tuesday. Just getting some new faces in here. Miss Tuesday. Hop on in if you can. If your mic is working right. And while we're waiting on Tuesday, shout out to everybody in here. We do have a lot of people in here. Miss Tuesday, I think there's some issues going on with her phone. Yeah, she couldn't get on. There was issues with her phone. Let's get uh, let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna try to get some new faces. Raise your hand, family. Raise your hand, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get one more good one in here. Let's get George David. Let's get George David in the building. George David. He has two first names. George, what's up, George? Unmute your microphone, Mr. George David. If you can, sir, unmute that microphone. All right, George David ain't saying nothing. Let's get six-time cup. Six-time cup. Six-time cup, hop on in.
What it do, Tariq?
What's up, man? How are you, sir?
I'm all good, bro. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice.
I heard a few things about you, man.
What'd you hear about me,
I
bro?
said, oh no, it's you know, you know how it is, bro. There's obviously critics everywhere, and so I said let me just hop on and just ask you a couple of questions.
Now, what did the
That's okay.
and by the way, what did the critics say?
Oh no, they just said they said basically, you're against Africans, and you just shit like that.
No, I'm not. I'm not against Africans. I got a lot of love for African people. Now, where you from? Morocco? Where you from?
Oh no, I'm from the UK, bro.
Okay, but okay,
Yeah.
by way of what? Where's your
Oh, by way of airplane.
okay? But where did they get on that plane? Where's your family from in Africa?
No, I'm from the east, Somalia.
Somalia. There you go. There you go. How long you been in the
Yeah.
UK?
Over 30 years now, bro.
3 years or 30 years?
30,
30
30
years.
years,
Okay,
yeah.
there you go. So what's on your mind, brother?
Yeah. Oh no, I just wanted to just salute you, man. Just wanted to ask you, my brother. What's your thoughts on, if you don't mind me asking, Palestine?
Yeah, that's their battle. Hopefully, they get it together. More power to them. Yeah, more power to them. I hope everybody's safe. I hope the kids are safe over there. And I hope they figure it out. I hope they get it together over there. That's my thoughts. Now, what's your thoughts about it?
Okay, no, because me, obviously, I'm not a black American, but obviously I support my brothers, in America. You know, my black brothers.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I feel like you know, we should all feel sympathetic to the Palestinian cause, bro.
Okay.
You know, because we've been through that. We've been through that shit. So yeah. So I'm definitely a Palestine supporter, man.
There you go, my man. Well, good luck and more power to you. All right. Yeah. They're trying to get us to co-sign. We're on FBA business right now. George, are you ready, George? I think George is out there feeding his dog. That dog that's in the picture with him. Let me get George out of here. All right. All right, let me go wrap it up. I've been on here for a long ass time. I enjoyed talking to everybody, though. We had a great conversation tonight. Yeah, we had a great conversation. We talked about Mumbai. We talked about all types of non-existent countries, Mumbai and other things. We talked about a lot of stuff. Um, but y'all need to go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com, make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum. That is our institution out here in LA. Great institution, hiddenhistorymuseum.com. We even got a book that you can buy called Hidden Heroes from A to Z that you can buy at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. All right, get your Rootwork deodorant at rootworkstyle.com. Rootworkstyle.com. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, I'm up out of here. And I wish you a puppy kute and Lala Vuve to the family. Peace.
We don't know the beginnings of rap because as long as our music has been recording, people have been rapping.
The disco DJs separated themselves from us. We were the next generation coming up with this thing, and they was like, what's this little hippity hop thing?
The first time I heard somebody spit a 16 over a break beat was probably Melly Mel.
The Melly Mel sound that you hear today, I got that sound from Hollywood.
I was doing this same form of entertainment long before it had a name.
A lot of the gangs were fading out by the time hip hop came in. A lot of those gangs turned into crews.
As far as influencing hip hop, I saw no Puerto Rican or Jamaican influences whatsoever.
I started breakdancing in the 70s.
When rap and hip hop was all black, it was negative. Now that it became a big phenomenon and corporately acceptable, now there's this need to take foundational black Americans out of the creation of it and give it away to other people. And it's important for us to set the record straight.